Welcome everyone. I'm Andrea Ramirez, Senior Associate Editor at JPAH, and this is a JPAH Breakout Session. The purpose of these sessions is to provide you with the information you need to successfully review and write up your research findings, submit your paper, navigate and master the editing and peer review process. Our fantastic team of associate editors is here to handle any queries you may have, and we look forward to receiving your questions. This time, our question comes from one of our junior colleagues in Brazil, South America. We will have Pedro Alal, our editor-in-chief, to answer it.
Hello, I am Eduardo Ribes, a PhD student in physical education at the Federal University of Pelotas in Brazil. I want to ask what is the average time between the submission and the first response when a paper is submitted? Thank you.
Yes, this is a great question, Eduardo. I would say there are like 4 different times to answer your question. So when the paper gets to us, the first thing is that the editors-in-chief will have a first assessment of the paper. And if the paper gets rejected at that time, we call it desk rejection. It usually takes less than 72 hours. So within the first 3 days, you will get a decision when it's a desk rejection. Sometimes the editors-in-chief send the paper to a senior associate editor and they decide to desk reject as well. In those cases, it takes around 10 to 15 days to get your rejection letter, which is not what you want, but it's good that when the paper will be rejected, it's good that it happens fast. The next step is when the paper goes to peer review. And in those cases, we are averaging around 50 days to give the authors the first response. So it can be a reject after review decision, a minor revision decision, or a major revision decision. But the average time between submission and that decision is 50 days. We want to reduce it to a little bit around a month, like 30 days, but it's a challenge to secure peer reviewers. So 50 days is the average now. And I do need to acknowledge that for a small proportion of the papers, so less than 10% of them, it sometimes takes more than 3 months to get the first decision. We are working hard for that not to happen anymore. It's happening less often, but it does sometimes happen. So I hope I've been able to answer your question, Eduardo. Thanks for your engagement with the journal.